Hello, I'm Chef Leanne. I live and work in the fabulous Florida Keys. We're located at my location, The Table, here in Marathon, in the heart of the Florida Keys, in mile marker 50. Our largest industry, besides tourism, is seafood and fishing. Florida is the fishing capital of the world. Today I'm going to be doing the spiny lobster, the Florida lobster, which is harvested here in the Keys from August through January with strict regulations. When you harvest the Florida lobster, you need to make sure that you're following those regulations. The way that you catch them is you dive in the shallow waters, they're hidden in holes, and you tickle them with a tickle stick, and they go backwards right into your net. When you catch the lobster, you use this measuring. The carapace needs to be at least 3 inches, and you measure it from the back here to the front. And as long as it is 3 inches, then you're good to go. If it's less than 3 inches, throw it back. The fines are pretty steep. If you decide that you want to remove the head of the lobster, make sure you bring the whole lobster back on your boat and then discard of the head in the garbage can. Do not throw it in the waters. It doesn't break down, and it hurts the natural ecosystem in the water. Today we are going to use the whole lobster, and I'm going to do it in 2 applications. I'm going to show you how to make a broth, of which we're going to make a chowder later on, with the head of the lobster. And then with the tail, we're going to poach it, and I'm going to make a Florida Keys Cobb salad, which is usually made with chicken, but we're going to do it with the lobster, and we're going to do it with the shrimp. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove the tail from the head. This is a spiny lobster, and it does have spines on that. So I'm going to use a towel and give it a twist to remove the head from the tail. Okay, there we go. All right. So the head of the lobster, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in this boiling water that I've got here on the stove. This is one of the feelers. And just stick him right in there. He's going to turn a pretty rosy color when he's done cooking. And then the tail, it needs to be, the poop needs to be removed from it. And you use this and you stick it right down the center. Oh, wait a minute. Let me break that off. Stick it right down the center. Give it a twist like this, and then you pull it out, and it pulls out any of the poop that may be left inside there. Okay, this we'll save for later, and we'll go ahead and finish the broth. So I have a mirepoix, I have celery, and I have carrot, and I have onion, of which I'm going to do a rough dice or a rough chop on it, because we're going to eventually wind up straining this out. So it's more just for the flavor. This lobster needs to cook at a slow simmer. I would say an hour minimum. The longer that it cooks, the better the broth will be. So I've got the mirepoix of the onion, celery, and carrot. I've got a peppercorn. I've got 2 bay leaves. I've got some fresh parsley. And then I'm going to salt and pepper. All right, and we'll just let that simmer for a little while. And while that's going, we're gonna go ahead and do the butter poaching for the Cobb salad.
Get him, get him.
I'm gonna slide right.
Get the net, Jack. Get the net. Stay tight. No slack, no slack.
Keep it bending that rod. Yes, sir. Great job. Great job.
Keep reeling.
Pink. Mutton.
The button?
Yeah. Got him to your left. Watch your motor. Good job.
Nice one. Nice mutton.
Good job. Watch your motor. Great job.
Nice mutton. Yeah, boy.
There we go.
Give me some of that.
There we go.
That's awesome. That's
a sick first mutton right there. My guy. That's what we came here for, boys.
Beautiful. Great eating.
Oh yeah. Here, JC, hop in there. I'm gonna get a picture of you guys.
So, Tucker told us he was holding out on us all morning and said he had his secret spot, and what do you know? Second ballyhoo out, and here he is, nice, beautiful reef mutton. You can't beat a beautiful fish like that. You know, awesome. Got another bait out there. Let's see if we can't get another one. Good job.
Mutton snapper are the king of the Florida Keys snapper fishery. They're hard fighting and great tasting. Mutton snapper can be caught on the reef or in the deep water.
Another motor. I like that.
Another motor, brother.
Another motor.
Boys about to be eating good. Yeah. So right now these muttons are spawning.
Boom.
So there's going to be a lot of muttons. So that's pretty cool, you know.
Good job, Bobby. Multons now available.
Lift up smoothly, reel down.
Biting. You're on Tuck's boat.
Yeah, here, Tuck.
Hell yeah. Whack 'em.
Yeah. Open the bill. You're good. Heck yeah, dog. Nice mutton.
Yeah, measure him up.
Heck yeah, this is a
He's
good
gonna be-
fight. Just 3 muttons in the box, boys.
Give me the net.
Oh, get the net ready! Yeah, baby! Now that's a beauty!
Look at that.
Yeah. Good job, G. It's a big one. Don't lose it.
It's in the bottom. I feel it.
Damn,
It's in the bottom.
Like, open the bail when that happens, dog.
Open the bail and let him go further in the hole? No. What?
I hate those fish!
So, he might finesse it out, but god damn, dude. All right, we're gonna sit here until we get that bastard. That was a big one. That was a 12-pound mine right there.
Where's the grouper?
Yeah? You gonna go to a grouper? I don't know.
3 minutes.
Right in the rock. I felt him. He was running in there, and I was pulling him. I was getting him out, and he'd go right back. Run. Why?
Real, buddy.
There you go.
You got him, buddy.
There you go. Now you got him.
You got him.
Easy down and then reel up.
Real up. Good job, buddy. Great job.
Nice and easy down.
Wait. Just keep him right here. Keep him right there. No. Now go to him.
Reel up a little bit. Right up.
Hey.
Look at that. We'll bring him up here. Come up here.
All right, so yeah, we came to this certain spot for mutton snappers, and it was successful. We got 4 mutton snappers, you know, good eaters for these guys too. They're gonna eat very good. And now, so we're gonna pull the anchor up, go to this other spot, and try for some permit, some good fighting fish, and I know these guys will love it, so give it a shot, and it should be good.
All All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and butter poach the lobster. I butter poach it because most people overcook the lobster, and I think the butter poaching leaves it more tender, and you get a better bite out of it. I'm gonna add, I've got water boiling right here. I'm gonna add the butter. I've got a full stick of butter. And then I'm also going to add some salt. You can be generous on the salt. All right, now the tail, you can, if you have a good knife, you could take it right from here and split it right down the center. I have this scissor that I'm gonna use. It's safer. Just gonna cut it. Open it. And just take that piece of meat right out. I can throw this into our broth. The shell has the most flavor, so you want to do as much of that as possible. And then this, because it's a mussel, when it gets into the boiling water, just like any other mussel, is going to shrink. So I'm going to use a skewer to keep it from curling up on me. Just take the skewer and run it all the way down. That. Take this one, run it all the way down. Now, this has a tenderloin, lobster tenderloin is what I'm gonna call it. This is the center piece right here. This here is a skirt. This can be cut off, and I'm going to use it later on in the lobster chowder. Okay, so all you have is the tenderloin of the tail. All right, go ahead and put that. It's going to be a very low simmer. My broth has come to a nice boil, so I think we'll turn that down. That's looking beautiful. And then the poaching, get that up a little bit. And this will take maybe 3 minutes at the max. Like I said, we don't want to overcook it. We just want to do a nice gentle poach. And then when that's done, and I'll let it cool, and then we'll put it on the salad.
This series is brought to you by Two Conch Sport Fishing. With a fleet of yellowfins ranging from 17 to 39 feet, Two Conch has you covered on the flats, in the Gulf, and offshore. Book your fishing trip of a lifetime today.
Okay, this is perfect, and they are done poaching. We're gonna let those cool for a minute. And then I'm also going to use some Key West pinks in my salad. Key West pinks can only be caught off of the southern point of Florida, Key West. That's why they're called Key West pinks. And they're named after their namesake because they are pink. They're a larger shrimp than most Gulf shrimp or Atlantic shrimp. And they are sweeter and more tender. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give that a good peel. There's the Key West pink. Once you have a Key West pink shrimp, you'll be able to distinguish the difference between the whites and the browns, which are also caught off of the Gulf. But the pink are very, very distinct. Okay. All right. So I left the tail on the pink just to give it a little bit more pizzazz because I'm going to use it more as a garnish on our Cobb salad. It's mostly about the lobster tail. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a nice coarse dice. All right, now to put together the salad, I've got all my ingredients right here. I'm going to use a romaine lettuce. Just cut the tip in there. Give it a coarse dice. I've got some cherry tomatoes. Just cut the ends off. Florida also happens to be the largest tomato industry, mostly grown in Immokalee, Arcadia, Central Florida, Homestead, Florida City. Almost the entire state of Florida is all tomato, believe it or not. Not as good as the New Jersey tomatoes, though. Got to give that shout out. All right, cucumbers. I'm gonna do a avocado. This is a California avocado, not Florida. I like the California because they have more flavor than the Florida avocado. The Florida avocados are much larger. They're less in fat, so they're healthier for you. So if you're on a health kick, I would use the Florida avocado. But we're not, so I'm using the California. Get that a nice coarse cut. I've got a hard-boiled egg because Cobb salads traditionally have hard-boiled egg. I've got some crumbled bacon. I also do the jets, the in-flight catering for the jets that fly out of the Marathon airport. And probably one of the #1 items that gets ordered is this, what I call Florida Keys Cobb salad. All right, we've got some blue cheese crumbled. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in our lobster. And traditionally, Cobb salad is with chicken, but like I said, make it our own. Make it Florida Keys, all about us. All right, now I'm going to make a dressing for this beautiful salad. I'm going to make a key lime cilantro vinaigrette. So I'm going to go ahead and make my dressing. So we're going to start with a shallot. Put it in my processor. You always want to start with the shallot to make sure that it's nice and ground up. If you put it in after the wet ingredients, it's just going to float in there. So we're going to start with the shallots, and then I'm going to add some fresh cilantro. Some Dijon mustard. I've got about 2 tablespoons of the Dijon. All right, this is some key lime juice. You have to use key lime if you're gonna make a key lime cilantro vinaigrette. And there's 2 tablespoons of the key lime juice. You don't want to use too much because then it has that over tart and it'll pucker your glands right there. All right, a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm using some olive oil. You want to add the olive oil slowly. I'm putting it in to get it started, and then I'm going to add more olive oil, and you want to add it slowly because you want it to emulsify. All right, we're good. We'll give it a taste, make sure that we don't have to add anything else to it. It's perfect. All right. So, on our beautiful salad. Just a little bit of a drizzle. And voila, there you go. A Florida Keys Cobb salad with spiny lobster and Key West pinks. If you like this and you want to see more of me, you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, Clouds in My Coffee Catering. If you happen to be vacationing here in the Florida Keys, stop by and see me at the table or at mile marker 50. Or you can go onto my YouTube channel, Chef Leanne in the Florida Keys. We've got lots more fish to cook.